Interest rates are finally falling. This is your weekly market watch. I'm Brendan Klaus, your favorite Seattle area realtor, and today is Thursday, March 6th. Let's jump into the numbers. So great news, finally, if you've been following along for a while, this is the moment we've been talking about for probably about 4 months now. So today, the 30-year fixed interest rate is at 6.79%. That is down quite a lot from when we last looking at this, which was around 7% or hovering just over 7%. The 15-year fixed is at 6.21, and then 30-year FHA and VA at 6.19 and 6.22 respectively. Now, this is quite a bit lower than what we were seeing at the beginning of the year in January and February, which is good news for buyers because you can afford more on your payment with this lower interest rate. You'll have lower interest over the life of your loan. Now, the last time we were around this level was actually back in December. At the beginning of December, we were at about 6.82. So pretty close to this, but this is pretty much a low for the past 4 months, if not the lowest it has been. So this is really good news for buyers. Again, like I said, you can actually afford more in your purchase price because your interest will be lower for the same amount of your monthly payment. And for sellers, this is good because it means that more buyers might be able to actually afford your house. And so this is the moment we have been talking about and waiting for. We've been talking about this for a while now. I thought that the rate would start to come down at the beginning of the year. That was incorrect. It hovered right around 7%, and now it has finally dropped a little bit. Hopefully we'll continue to see this drop through the end of the year. Predictions are saying that it will land about around 6.5% by the end of 2025, if not a little lower, which would obviously be the hope. So that's really good news right now in the market. Amongst a lot of political news that may not be as great, this is definitely a silver lining in that. But the news from the political realm is definitely impacting real estate as well. People are a bit nervous about what's happening and may not be ready to buy because of what is happening in politics right now. Now, let's talk a little bit about what's happening in the market. In the past week, a story from our team specifically, we saw that we actually got an offer on one of our listings, which was exciting. It was quite a bit below the list price though, so it didn't end up working. And then we also helped a buyer get into contract on a home that was not listed on the market. So an off-market property, which is another exciting event and definitely something that is exciting for that buyer because there's no competition. Usually they get a pretty good deal on that home, but the negotiation is a little bit different because that seller has not actually listed their home for sale. Let's talk about the numbers in the Seattle market. So this week, in terms of condo numbers, we saw 27 more condos hit the market over the past 7 days. So we saw a total of 174 new condo listings. That's up from 147 the prior 7 days. The number of condos going under contract exceeded that at 218 for the past 7 days, and that's just up 2 from the previous 7 days. The number of closings was at 153 condos in the Seattle area. That's up 22 from last week. So you'll see that all of these numbers are trending upwards. So there's more listings, there's more going under contract, and there is more selling. The number of pending listings isn't quite double the number of new listings, but it is exceeding that, which shows that there is some demand in the condo market, which is really nice to see because we have not seen that for a while. Really, since COVID, there has been a difficult time selling condos because of everybody wanting to get outside and get their own space and not have shared space anymore. In terms of the number of residential homes coming to the market in Seattle, we saw an increase of 53 residential homes listed at 339 as a total this week. That's up from 286 the prior 7 days. We saw 542 go under contract. That's up 59 from last week at 483. And the number of sold listings was up 99 at 387 over from 288 the week prior. So we are seeing a trend upward in residential homes as well, or single family homes. And again, the number of homes going under contract is exceeding the number of new listings. So this is good news for sellers. It means that there is some demand in the market that's pushing the market forward, and that buyers are out and ready to actually go under contract. Like I mentioned, the interest rate for buyers coming down is going to be really helpful. We typically see that help in the next, 2 to 3 weeks after we see that rate drop, especially if the rate stays the same or stays as low as it is. Just gives buyers that additional buying power that they can purchase a home with a little bit less interest on the rate. And then if you are someone who has a higher rate than what it's at today, you may want to think about refinancing now or in the future if it continues to drop. If you're thinking about that, reach out to us. We're happy to help and connect you to the right people for that refinance opportunity. And as always, if you are thinking about selling your home or purchasing a home in the next 6 to 12 months or sooner, now's the right time to reach out for that strategy call. It's free. We go over everything on Zoom that you need to know and get prepared to sell or buy a home. Thanks for tuning in again this week. Hopefully you found this helpful, and we'll see you again next week for the same thing.